Breaking news, guys. Zillow, the monster real estate brand of Zillow, is shutting down its home buying business and laying off 25% of its employees. If you don't know me, I'm Derek DeVille. I'm the co-owner of Realty ONE Group Empire. And man, this news is honestly not shocking to me. So stay tuned. I have two lessons for you, and I have two messages that I think can help potentially save you from making mistakes in your real estate endeavors. But let's talk about what Zillow's got going on here. Last month, Zillow said that they were going to pause buying, and basically what they said is, "Oh, we're backlogged with too many properties to rehab." That sounded extremely fishy to me, and I reached out to one of my contacts that works with Zillow and basically got no insight or new information, unfortunately. But here the truth comes out. Zillow is laying off 25% of their work staff, and I had read a stat that Zillow was actually basically marketing properties. Well, 64% of their properties that they were listing for sale were being listed for less than what they purchased them for. And you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. If you buy something for this and you sell it for this, you lost money. It should work in the reverse. So that's a really bad home flipping strategy. And I actually had personal experience with this. Here I had a seller in Victorville. He was a friend of mine, a past client, and an appraiser here in the Valley. And I was going to buy one of his rentals from him cash. And he said, "Hey, Derek, Zillow said that they'll pay X amount." And I said, "No way." He said, "I know, it's unbelievable." So check out this story. Zillow basically was going to pay about $40,000 over the appraised value. And like I said, my client is a retired appraiser, very smart gentleman, knows what it's worth, right? So they could pay more than what I was willing to pay because I'm not going to pay over market value as an investor. And so I said, "Hey, go for it, brother." He gets into escrow. About 60 days into the escrow, whatever the time frame was, Zillow contacts him and says, "Hey, we've got to put a pause on the sale because every X amount of days we have to reevaluate the value." And he's like, "Wait a second, I thought we had a deal." And I said, "Hey, read the paperwork, read the fine print basically. We don't have to buy it, we're going to reevaluate it." And he said, "Okay, fine, tell me what the new offer is." Zillow comes back to him and gives him the offer, and it's $80,000 over what it's worth. And he said he was on the phone and he said, I didn't really catch that. Tell me again, what did you say the new price was you're going to pay me?" And they told him and they clarified, and he just said, "Okay, I'll move forward with it." And they closed on it. They purchased this home in Victorville for about $80,000 more than it's worth. He called me and said, "Derek, I can't believe it. I'm laughing all the way to the bank." He's like, "They can't sustain this." I said, "I'm hearing the same thing." And there's the proof. That's what happens. And so there's two lessons in this. Number one, you can't replace a realtor, or at least not yet. Technology cannot replace a realtor. Zillow, as you know, is basically a tech company and a marketing company, and they are using the technology to assess what they can purchase properties for and what they can sell them for. And obviously their algorithms or whatever they were using has been way, way off. I mean, really, really off. And so that's lesson number one. You can't replace a good professional realtor. And once again, not all realtors are created equally. Realtors are not ketchup. They're not mustard, right? You get what you pay for. If you're going to hire a real estate agent, you should do some research on them. Make sure that they have experience and success, you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is that I saw this. I've been in the business about 17 years. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. Speculatory investors, which is what Zillow might have been doing, meaning, hey, the housing market has been on a trajectory like this. It's very competitive, inventory is low, I'm trying to buy homes, but I can't. So instead of buying a house at today's market, what some investors will do is they'll actually project and say, okay, well in 3 months, it's gonna be worth about 5 to 6% more, so I'm gonna go ahead and offer them that price, thinking, I should say, not knowing, thinking that in 3 months it's gonna be worth that amount, plus they do the rehab so they make profit. I saw this last time too. Investors that buy properties, speculating that the market's going to continue to go up, always make money until they don't. Think about that. So if you're looking to invest in real estate as an investment, not as a primary residence, right? A primary residence isn't a flip. It's not something you're going to turn in 30, 60, 90 days. It's a long-term investment, something that you're looking at based off of the payment, the interest rate, et cetera. The location, do you want to be there, ups and downs of the market, whatever. But if you are investing in real estate, my suggestion is do not be speculatory. I have never been that type of investor. I've been buying properties directly from homeowners, all cash, for over a decade. I have never ever played that game just because I know you always win until you don't. It's like Vegas, man. I was on a roll and then I lost it all. Okay, so you lost it all. It's great that you had the up, but if you don't walk away from the table with the money, you never were up. You never won, right? You got to cash it in. So those are the 2 lessons. And then, so I've got 2 messages. Number 1, if you're still wishing, man, Derek, I wish that there was someone that could buy my home cash and I didn't have to pay a real estate agent. I didn't have to have people come through my home. I didn't have to have an appraisal. I don't have to have inspections, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The great news is I'm still buying homes all cash directly from homeowners. If that's something that you're interested in, if you want to offer from me, there's no obligation, there's no strings attached. I don't have any fancy contract to try to trick you. It just goes through a local title and escrow company that's reputable. And if the numbers make sense, the numbers make sense. If they don't, I will tell you right up front, they don't make sense. And you can take it or leave it. So that's a great message for you. Number 2 is, unfortunately, when you hear that 25% of these people are being laid off, there are some great people that worked for Zillow, some great real estate agents, some great support staff, and I want to reach out to you guys and say, hey, listen, Realty ONE Group Empire is still growing extremely fast. When I joined the company 3 years ago, they had 40 agents. Now we're 150 plus, and we continue to grow. We're hiring additional agents and support staff and receptions. I mean, we have a bunch of job positions open, including in my escrow company too. I'm hiring in my escrow company. So if you're one of those people, reach out to me, and we'd love to sit down and interview and see if you're a great fit. So I appreciate you watching this message. Stay tuned for more real estate news. Have a great day.